Call the meeting to order with the Pledge of Allegiance. Ready? Begin.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
The board met in closed session. I'd like to report that Trustee Smolin is not available tonight. There's illness in the family. We also would like to appoint Dan White as the clerk for tonight's meeting. Do you accept that? Thank you. Okay, back in the, looking at the confidential matter 3-1, the board will meet in closed session. They met, there was a motion by Trustee Blau, seconded by Trustee White, and a 4-0 vote to pass it. 3.2, there was no action on conference on labor negotiations. 3.3, no actions on conference with labor negotiations CSEA. 3.4, no actions on real estate negotiations. 3.5, no action on the conference with legal counsel. At this time, we'd like to look for the approval of the agenda. If we get a motion.
So moved.
Second.
Get those?
Motion by White, second by Blau. Trustee Blau?
Aye.
Trustee DeBron?
Aye.
Trustee White?
Aye.
President Lavelle?
Aye. Approval of the minutes. A motion, please.
Move approval.
Second.
Motion by Blau, second by White. Trustee Blau?
Aye.
Trustee DeBron?
Aye.
Trustee White?
Aye.
President Lavelle?
Aye. Communications, public comments. Do we have any blue or yellow cards? No?
No, we do not.
Just a quick clarification. I believe Trustee White was, not to be technical, but you weren't at the 19th meeting, so I don't know if you can vote on the minutes. Just a clarification.
Challenge.
I'm not sure what that process is.
Let's re-vote and you can abstain, Trustee White.
Sorry.
Trustee Blau?
Aye.
Trustee Gibran?
Aye.
Trustee White?
Abstain.
President Lavelle?
Aye. Okay.
Problem solved.
Communications. We have no public comments. We have Dr. Salgado. You have a presentation for us tonight we're looking forward to.
Good evening, President Lavelle, Clerk of the Board White, Trustees Gibran and Blau, and Dr. Poplinski and staff. We have a wonderful presentation for you tonight. We have a couple of programs at our CME Institute for Careers in Education that we'd like to share with you and the public. And to make that presentation, we've asked Mark Scheinberg to come with his teachers, and I'm going to let him introduce the teachers and the programs that they'll be sharing tonight. So with that, I'll turn the time over to Mark Scheinberg.
Good evening, President of the Board Lavelle, trustees, Dr. Poplinski, and staff. I'm Mark Scheinberg, Assistant Principal at CME Institute for Careers in Education. I'm proud to introduce two of my teachers tonight. I'd like to start off by introducing Agar Lindskog.
Good evening, Board, Dr. Poplinski. I'll just get right to it, I guess. My name is Agar Lindskog. I'm the machine technology instructor at CME Institute. I'm a father of 3 students here in CME Unified. I have one in Hollow Hills Elementary School, I have one at Hillside Middle School, and one in Santa Susana High School. So as a father, I get to go around the district quite a bit. I've lived in the United States for just over 20 years now, and I moved to CME in 1998. Being an immigrant from Norway that had to learn some subject-specific vocabulary when I got to start working here. That's a subject I'm going to touch on a little bit later, what we do in class. I first started with the district in 2000, eventually becoming the full-time teacher and lead instructor of the machine technology program in 2009. And what we do there is training machinists for the local manufacturing industry. We are the post-secondary education alternative to community college right here in Simi Valley. In addition to young adults, after high school. Our student population consists of professionals looking to upskill in their field, and what we call midlife career changers, people that for one reason or another have decided to switch careers later in life. To do so, we focus on a full range of skills in the machining trades, from hand tools through advanced CNC machines and CAD/CAM software used to generate those CNC programs. As this slide is supposed to illustrate, we no longer have students whack things with a big hammer on an anvil. Times are changing, and we have to change with it to stay in tune with local industry and make sure that we meet their needs for employers. To do so, we have quarterly advisory board meetings. Partners from industry, workforce educational guild come in and sort of tell us what the industry trends are so that we can modify our curriculum and update as needed. First thing everybody gets to do in our class is a safety program. You might have heard that acronym SAFETY first, but I also like to say that safety is also middle and last. We're preparing students or the workforce where they're going to be working on machines that could potentially be hazardous and dangerous if they don't use them correctly. So they're not only expected to practice safe work habits in our class, in our program, but also that translates directly into an injury-free workplace, something that's a very sought-after feature amongst employers. We recently did a manufacturing skills survey, and safe work practices was rivaled only by soft skills and desirable features. All students start off completing that mandatory safety class. It was considered important enough to where we pulled it out, wrote it up as a separate class that got board approval in 2016, and ever since that has been a prerequisite program, a class baked into the program that everyone has to take. The next 3 slides I'm going to go through kind of quickly, but the classes in our program is called Basic Machine Shop, CNC Operations and Programming, and then Introduction to CAD/CAM Programming. The Basic Shop class is where we teach all the basics that a machinist needs and that is done kind of before we introduce the computer into that mix. The second class, CNC Operations and Programming, is where most of the jobs are, quite frankly. And this is 90% of what they do in this class is coding, learning to read, write, and edit the G-code program that CNC machines operate on. CNC, by the way, stands for Computerized Numerical Control. It was called Numerical Control for a few years until they added the computer to it. And I tell people this is robotics in praxis. This is programmed to manufacture parts. The last class, Introduction to CAD/CAM Programming, here's another acronym. CAD/CAM stands for Computer-Aided Drafting and Computer-Aided Machining. And this is when you use the power of a computer to draw up geometry and create CNC programs that would be much too complex to sit and program by hand. We offer NIMS testing and certification in the class now. NIMS stands for National Institute for Metalworking Skills. We currently offer all 11 certifications from NIMS. We were the first school in Ventura County to do so. A little bit proud of that. NIMS credentials are portable, stackable, and nationally recognized. So that adds value to the students. The cost of this is actually free to our students due to the generosity of the Gene Haas Foundation. Here's a slide with some pictures of some of our recent graduates with different certificates that they have earned. Happy bunch there. Pre-apprenticeship training. There's been a lot of focus on getting apprenticeships back into California, and we got on that early. By the way, apprenticeships are a contract signed with an employer where students earn a wage while they receive on-the-job training or OJT training. We wrote a pre-apprenticeship course outline that got board approval here March 20th last year, 2018. You probably all remember that one coming through, I'm sure. We entered into a partnership with SWAG, a Strong Workforce Apprenticeship Group, that places apprentices through LA County and Eastern Ventura. And that's one of our recent students during a signing ceremony with the Shrillo company of, I think it was North Hills, when he was signed off and as an apprentice there. Our program offers a great deal of flexibility. And the flexibility is the main reason why our program is so attractive to working adults. Students from Ventura to Lancaster are choosing our program over some of their local alternatives because of the flexibility and accessibility that they have in our classroom. Some of the partnerships that we have created, like the Gene Haas Foundation, they have generously sponsored our students with scholarships. The scholarships are open to everyone, but favor those students for whom the cost would be prohibitive to take the class, obviously. To date, we've received $44,000 from the Gene Haas Foundation that goes directly to students, whether it's textbooks or tuition to go through the program. To secure employment, to prepare students for the employment, we focus on safety, communication skills, and work ethic. An initial job search to create awareness of the local industry, and we have resume writing, mock interviews, and a final job search in partnership with the on-site job and career center on campus. And we also offer ESL support to those students that to kind of give them an easier path through that than I had when I first came here. In Norway, I learned English, but it was the kind of conversational English that is taught. And when I worked into a machine shop the first time, I realized I knew nothing of the subject-specific vocabulary that's needed in this workplace. So once again, as one of the first programs in Ventura County, we jumped on and created an IET program, Integrated Training and Education, and I partnered with an ESL instructor named Sigrun Utash at our school, and she comes into my program 2 nights a week, and we are helping those students that need the additional ESL to be successful in the program and getting them into employment faster than the normal stack-on approach. So in conclusion, we offer pre-apprenticeship training. We connect students with employers, make sure that they are safe, certified, and transforming their lives, adding to the local economy. That's it. That's all I have for you gentlemen and ladies tonight. And thank you for giving us the opportunity. If anyone has any questions or any more information, you can find me at that email address.
Fantastic. And I also recognize you as being a teacher of the month from last year. I attended the school, and,
That's true. Thank you.
And obviously with what's happening here, I would encourage everyone when they're going to areas in the community. I had to give blood, and I asked the young man that was taking my blood, where were you educated? Simi Valley, Simi Institute. So more and more things where people are coming out of the Institute with a tremendous background, and they're out there all over, not only Simi Valley, but our hats are off to you and the program that you've done. And it's really your program, and you've done a phenomenal part to build it. So
Thank you.
Great. How many students do you have in your program?
Right now, I have roughly 65 enrolled. We're down a little bit from. It goes opposite of unemployment rates typically. So when unemployment rate was high 3 years ago, we had to put a waiting list on. It was 80 students enrolled in the program, and it's open enrollment, so luckily they don't all show up at the same time. That would have been challenging.
And the jobs that they wind up with, are they all in Ventura County, all in Simi, or high percentage? Or?
No, a little bit all over the place. Like I have a student now that drives down from Lancaster every day, and obviously he wants a job up there when he's finishing. So we take in job postings and stuff from all over because we're located so close to LA County. That's why we got on with SWAG so early on and do a lot with LA County too.
Great.
Yep.
I started my career in aerospace engineering and manufacturing, so having some knowledge of the supply chain in the area, there's a lot of opportunities. So I think having that, working around someone's schedule to give them another opportunity, another career opportunity is great. I think the signing day picture that you had there, that's similar to, you know, athletes going off to the colleges to play sport, and the pride in the young man's eyes was something that, you know,
For them,
at the
it
end of the day, all the
certainly
work makes it worth it because of that. So appreciate what you do for the community. And not, do you have anything in relation to lean manufacturing, or is that a potential area you could move into with a credential?
Touch very lightly on it, but yeah, that's one of the things that kind of bubbles to the surface. Lean manufacturing, QC quality inspections, there's suggestions that come from the advisory boards typically, and then we look at them and weigh it up against, you know, the resources we have and what we can add into the program.
All right. Yeah. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Oh, I don't think we're quite done yet. I just want to tell you, I've been in your classroom a couple of times, and I'm part of the reason why it was important to have you come tonight is because this is definitely an education for us. And you know, we're so fortunate to have the Institute in our district, and I just want to make sure that you know from the board's perspective and from the staff's perspective, for all of your co-teachers and the staff at the Institute, we're so fortunate to have the school in our district. There are only a few programs like it in all of Ventura County, and some of the programs at the Institute are the only program in the county that people can get certain certifications for. So we definitely consider you one of our schools. We try to represent you like one of our schools, and it was very important for us that you get to come tonight to talk about these programs, because the community, by and large, the people that are looking for something specific know where to go, but I think there's a lot of education that we can still do with our community about all of the services and programs that the Institute has. As President LaBelle was mentioning on the phlebotomy program and those kind of things. So many students, I was in my doctor's office the other day, and the student taking my blood pressure was a former student. I made him really nervous. He broke the cuff. He said, "Dr. Poplinski, can you fix the cuff?" But he went through a program at the Institute as well. So anyway, just really appreciate you being here. I know we're going to hear another presentation, but thank you, Mark, as well.
Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. First and foremost, I would like to thank Simi Valley Unified School District for the invitation to showcase our welding technology program today. My name is Jesse Guzman. I am the lead instructor at the Welding Technology Program in Simi Valley Institute for Careers and Education. I've been a Ventura County resident for the past 30 years. I've started teaching in the Welding Technology Program in 2006 and became the full lead instructor in the summer of 2007. Our welding staff boasts more than 12 educational credentials and 30 welding certifications. Among these are 4 California designated subject vocational education credentials in welding, 4 California designated subject adult education credentials in building and construction trades, 2 American Welding Society welding educator certificates, and 2 American Welding Society welding inspector certificates. Our experience extends over various welding sectors of our trade. Among them are aerospace, automotive, construction, food processing, equipment inspection, industrial maintenance, production, welding engineering, and manufacturing. We have a combined welding experience of over 60 years. We have a combined welding instructor experience of over 24 years. And we're not that old, really. It's just a combination of all. And more than 16 years certified welding inspectors. We are located in room 605 at Simi Institute for Careers and Education, with physical address 1880 Blackstock Avenue in Simi Valley, California. Missed that one. Where you go? There you go. Our classroom consists of over 5,000 square feet of classroom, fabrication room, and a welding lab, specifically designed as a welding and fabrication lab for instruction. Because of our key geographic location, we serve the Tri-Counties, which includes Santa Barbara, Ventura, Los Angeles. Some of our students drive from as far as north as Santa Barbara, to the east, Lancaster, and to the south as far as Santa Monica. At the Welding Technology Lab, we provide adult students with the technical knowledge, hands-on skills required to become a marketable candidate for employment in the metal manufacturing and welding industry throughout practical hands-on welding experience and classroom activities. Beginner Welding Course. This course is an introductory course designed to develop entry-level welding skills. Students will receive hands-on training in different welding processes and skills. Among others, it includes blueprint reading, shop math, welding symbols, fabrication techniques, and certification preparation. Advanced Welding Course. This course is designed to prepare students to pass certification tests. The course helps students master a wide range of welding processes, including oxyacetylene gas welding and cutting, oxyacetylene brazing and soldering, gas metal arc welding, gas tungsten arc welding, shielded metal arc welding, flux core arc welding, and plasma arc welding, cutting. This course also includes blueprint reading, fabrication, and pipe layout techniques. The Welder Fabricator. Students enrolled in this program will receive training in various welding and fabrication techniques. Students will gain experience operating a wide variety of metal fabrication tools and equipment. This course also includes instruction students to apply theoretical concepts to precisely cut and measure metal components for assembly and welding. The Welding Technology Program students trained and provide them with the skills, knowledge, and hands-on training to become the workforce that handles dangerous tools, processes that when used properly, it results in a long-term, high-paid employment for a long and healthy, rewarding career. We are a Los Angeles Department of Building and Safety approved testing lab for various materials and process. Our lab applies over 30 welding certifications in several codes, materials, and processes. These certifications follow the strict guidelines of national and international welding codes. Among those are the American Society of Mechanical Engineers, the American Petroleum Institute, and the American Welding Society. Because of our excellent relation with local companies and we are referred as to the premier welding program in the area to retrain employees or to hire new employees, thus allowing us to place our graduate students immediately after completing the program. The robust local industry is in dire needs of skilled welders, and it is constantly seeking for new candidates. Given this the opportunity for our graduate students for employment with local and national companies with excellent wages. These companies cover several sectors. Among these are aerospace, automotive, industrial, commercial, engineering, manufacturing, movie production, and more. At the Welding Technology program, we train students to become employable adults. We make sure they are safe, knowledgeable, skilled, and certified. The Welding Technology program assists students with contact with local employers. Our students come from great distances to complete their studies in our program. We have a waiting list between 6 and 8 months long for students wanting to be part of our program. For more information, you could call us at 805-579-6200. Browse through our page at semeinstitute.org, or if you prefer, you can visit us at 1330 Blackstock Avenue in Simi Valley, California.
Jesse, I'll tell you, Mr. Toto and I were at CSBA in San Francisco this year, and we were walking around the vendor hall, and there were a few of the trade unions there from at the state level, and we stopped and chatted with them. Well, I believe they were carpenters, if I recall, and we, they did get in touch with the Institute, I think, to do some apprenticeship work, but they knew of your welding program. They're a different trade, I know, but so that was in San Francisco, and they knew about the program here in Simi and the welding certificate. Apparently, it's a very, very difficult certificate to find somewhere, and so we're very fortunate that we have it.
We have the program has a pretty good reputation, and not only recent, but it's been there. This program's been there for over 25 years, close to 30 now. But anyways, so we've been very successful, again, because of the location that we're at. We're, I would say, in the center of a lot of the activity, especially in the construction trade. There is a lot of construction going on throughout the state, more specific to the south end, and we see the influence of people seeking training in that sector in particular. There's billions of dollars being poured into building the infrastructure back in the LA County. So we see that on a daily basis. So we're fortunate that that there is that much of a demand for it.
One other question for you and Agar, actually. Are you noticing more females joining programs?
I would say there has been in recent years, I would say within the last 10, yeah, there is definitely a lot more than in prior years. I would say, I think this has to do a lot with media, social media. You see a lot, if you jump on social media, any of the media, you'll see that there's more and more female workers in both machining and welding trades, yes.
Same for you, Agar?
We can still use some more.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Awesome.
Yeah. All right.
Thank you
Any
so
other
much,
questions?
Jesse.
Tremendous, just an outstanding program, and I noticed in one of the obviously you did the sign, did all the welding and everything for the sign over the
Yes.
school, which looks real first class. So.
We actually built that sign twice. The person that retired prior to me, the welding instructor, he built it back I want to say we looked at the archives. It was roughly about 25 years ago. It was originally read Simi Adult School. So what we did is we brought it down. We removed the letters. We reinforced part of the structure, and then we built new letters and with the logo. The whole structure was sent out to get sandblasted, powder coated, and put back in place. What was it? Last year? Was it last year? So yeah, it was a class project. Some of the slides that you can see, there's actually our students working on it. So it was pretty fun. Yeah.
Nothing but good things are happening at the Institute.
Yes, sir. Any other question?
Just, I know that the welders are in demand in all the construction trades.
No, let me correct you. High demand.
There you go. There you go.
It's in high demand. Yes, there is a high demand. I'm pretty sure you guys are familiar with Indeed. I'll challenge you to open Indeed tonight. And if you don't find 30 postings of local welding jobs, you're looking you spell something wrong. Because there's plenty more than that. There's plenty more. There's a high demand in every sector. Manufacturing, construction, aerospace is a big one. Right now, I would say the three major sectors of our industry that are extremely busy is aerospace, construction, and manufacturing. If you want a trade in welding, that's the sectors you want to focus on because there is a high demand for welders.
And
Yes.
Jesse, I know there's a big range, but the salaries that welders make, I know an underwater welder that lives in Texas and does oil rig stuff.
Correct.
And he makes more than
A lot of us put together, yes. Yes, well, first of all, yes, you're absolutely right. There's going to be a big change or big difference in pay rates depending on how dangerous, first of all, the job is. Obviously, underwater welding is extremely dangerous. Not only that, but it's also, it has people that do this for a living, they have a really short career. Because of the nitrogen levels in the bloodstream that accumulate over your career, it becomes cumbersome to your health. So you have to retire early. So yes, that's one of the reasons why they make a lot of money because they'll go down, take a dive, and they're living in chambers down 200 feet for 2-3 weeks at a time. Yeah. They don't come up. They got to stay down there because it's not cost effective to decompress them, go through the decompression system or process to bring them back up to the surface. So they have to stay 3 weeks at a time down there. So they're getting paid for 3 weeks, and they're not out blowing their money because they're making a lot of money. Yeah. Right. So yes, and yeah, I mean, someone in the aerospace, you could expect to make something around a starting salary for someone that starts at aerospace. You're probably looking somewhere around $16, $18. It's beginning. You're probably topping off at maybe $30 to $40 an hour. So it's a good career. A lot more relaxed. It's not like going underwater. So you have a longer career. So yeah, well paid.
Again, thank you. We appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mark.
Thank you.
Okay, let's move ahead. And right now, we're looking at any employee organization comments. I don't see anyone here. No one from the building permits, etc. Student report. We're fortunate to have Madison Thunberg here, a pioneer from Simi Valley High School. Welcome.
Thank you. Good evening, President LaBelle, Trustees Blau, Gibran, and White, and Superintendent Dr. Poplinski. Madison Thunberg of Simi Valley, me, reports that the students are refreshed after returning from their relaxing and well-needed spring break. Leadership reports that April is going to be a very busy month. They are preparing for Dancing with the SVUSD Stars, senior meetings full of important end-of-the-year information, and valedictorian salutatorian recognition events. Also, drama is preparing for the highly expected musical Chicago. Many are expecting this musical to be a big success. Along with all these upcoming events, students are preparing for block scheduling, testing, and AP tests. Hamna Ahmed of Royal High School reports Royal High School has been amazing. In academics, students are starting to prep for AP tests next month. In activities, clubs throughout Royal continue to plan a wide range of activities, and we love seeing our Highlanders engaged in diverse opportunities. In athletics, our boys' baseball team is striving this season, and we can't wait to see how far they make it. We look forward to seeing success in all our spring sports. In the arts, drama is also preparing for their next play, Little Shop of Horrors, which will be performed May 1st through 4th. Last week, Every 15 Minutes was hosted by our outstanding PTSA. This program was an amazing experience for our upperclassmen. Kindness Week was also a huge success. Students were engaged in the multiple activities that our ASB cabinet hosted throughout the week. By spreading kindness, the culture at Royal continues to prosper. Highlanders are excited to see what's to come in the last couple months of the school year. Parush Sundaram of Santa Susana High School reports that Santa Susana High School has had a great March. We started off this month with our theaters department production of Sweeney Todd, which opened with great attendance and sold-out shows. Throughout mid-March, our school hosted the SCS BOA Musical Festival. Over the course of this event, band students from all over Ventura County area came to our school and performed for panels of judges. We are happy to say that Santa Susana High School was able to score the highest possible rating of Superior. This past month, we also hosted our annual blood drive, which had over 50 attendees. The selfless motivation our students, staff, and parents showed to participate in this life-saving event was inspiring. Finally, our seniors had the opportunity to present their senior capstone project to panels of teachers, district staff, and fellow students. Senior capstone projects are an important part of the students' time at Santa Susana High School and allow seniors to apply what they have learned over the course of high school in a practical way by completing a project that in some way contributes to the school. In the coming months, our students and leadership team look forward to putting together more events as part of our Applied Science series, as well as our senior prom. Lily Gray of Monte Vista reports that things are going great. Students enjoyed their spring break. Students are glad to be back and working at the last part of the school year. Our mock trial team did great at their event, and physical fitness testing will starting soon. Our entrepreneurs was on March 25th. Destiny Bodner of Apollo High School reports that things are going well at our school. Quarter 3 ended with a great awards assembly celebrating our students. Many students were honored for living Apollo's 4A philosophy, having great attendance, and for making the honor roll. In addition, our 7 Quarter 3 graduates were also honored for their achievement. Our counselors took a group of our potential graduates to the Regan Library for a tour and to participate in the Discovery Center experience. The students had a lot of fun and learned interesting facts about President Reagan. They enjoyed the experience so much, many of them wanted to stay longer and keep exploring the library. We began Quarter 4 with a fun-filled day of team-building activities. We welcomed 20 new students to the Apollo family. Everyone had a great day. We are looking forward to an amazing last quarter of the school year. Everyone is looking forward to the spring break and then coming back to finish the year out strong. That's it.
Thank you very much. We appreciate the time it takes you to put it together and present. Well done. We'll do our board communication. We'll start off with the superintendent, then we'll be followed by, in this order, Trustee White, Trustee Gibran, Trustee Blau, and then myself. Dr. Poplinski.
Thank you, President LaBelle. Madison, thank you for being here. I will enjoy watching you graduate soon. That's exciting, 8 weeks away-ish. So I want to thank the board, first of all, and Mr. Toto for filling in for me when I was sick before spring break. That flu was a killer, so thank you for stepping in my absence, Mr. Toto. I also want to thank Trustee Smolin. She attended the Ventura County Leadership Academy with me, where we were asked to speak about our roles as a superintendent, as a board member. It quickly turned into a conversation about our district. There were a lot of, if you know Leadership Simi Valley, it's a group of community leaders that join a class each year. This is the Ventura County version of that, so it's the county version. And it was pretty exciting to see all of the people in the committee or in that academy so informed about what's going on in Simi schools. And these are not, by and large, Simi residents. So they had heard a lot of really good things. There was one gentleman in the audience or in the group that is from the Conejo Valley and brings his daughters here to school, so that was exciting to see. So I just want to highlight the fact that it seems like the word is getting out, that good things are happening here in our schools. I know Mr. Toto reported for me last month that the enrollment piece that I wanted to highlight about the transfers into our district, the numbers over the last 5 years are pretty incredible. The turnaround and the number of students from outside of our district choosing our district to come to specific programs. That's a very exciting piece of news. I also want to highlight, I was recently elected to be the Vice President of the Tri-Counties Education Coalition. This is a board of educators from the 3 Tri-County areas of Santa Barbara, San Luis Obispo, and Ventura County. They're a strong advocacy group in Sacramento. It's a piece that I enjoy working on, a policy piece, and so I'm excited to serve on that group and advocate not only for the students in our district, but for Ventura County. I want to encourage all of our students to do their personal best on the upcoming testing that they will have. I have a strong opinion about standardized testing, and I think people know what that is. But until the results are not important to our district, I have to encourage each student in our district to take the test as seriously as they can and to do their personal best to represent themselves and their school in the most accurate way. One of those legislative pieces that I'm actually working on in a group that I'm involved with is to have the high school testing piece changed to also include the SAT or ACT as a measure for high school proficiency. Unfortunately, the CASP exam falls right before AP exams, oftentimes during SAT prep and all those sort of things. So that's one piece of legislation that we hope to get momentum with. And finally, I want to thank the Education Foundation, the PTSA Council for their recent events, both the gala and every 15 minutes were huge successes. We greatly appreciate the efforts of the volunteers and the parents and the effects that they have on our students. The PTSA Council has Junior Olympics coming up in a few weeks, and I want to thank all of our teachers, staff, and parent volunteers who are working with our students to get them ready for a great day of fun and competition. Thank you.
Trustee White.
I have no report. I yield my time.
Trustee Giron.
All right, thank you, Madison. Thank you for representatives from the CME Institute. My wife actually took the LVN nursing program there, and it's been great to our family. So she works for USC at their outpatient clinic out in LA. So phenomenal. Thank you for the work you guys do. It's been a while. Had a work trip for the last board meeting, but good to be back in the saddle, so to speak. Went to the STEAM night over at Santa Susana a while back and visited Simi High, Valley View, and Arroyo, among others. We did the Teacher of the Month at Madera. Ann Cogan was honored. Also got to see a dance performance at Santa Susana High School. Brought my daughter, who is going to be a dancer, and she loved it. So she's on that track. She had a phenomenal time. Went to Arroyo's open house as well as Hollow Hills STEAM night. Attended the gala for the Simi Valley Education Foundation. Went to Special Olympics, which was phenomenal, rain or shine. We made it happen in the NPR in the gym there. Attended the Ventura County School Board Association dinner with Trustee LaBelle. We had a good time and talked to the representatives there about early education and made sure that they remember Simi Valley Unified when they're making decisions up there at the county level. And also was able to go to the SEA Read Across America event at the Simi Library, which was phenomenal. I got to read one of my favorite books, The Gruffalo's Child, and make all kind of silly voices. And Trustees Blau and Smallin were also there doing the same thing, and it was a great event. I love the Simi Valley Library. And then moving forward, I think we've got Junior Olympics coming up soon, and then tomorrow I'll be talking to the Simi High woodshop class about opportunities in construction and trades and technology. So we'll see you there.
Trustee Blau.
Thank you. Just a few items to report. It's only been about a week. It feels like the meeting was just like last week. But the one big item I did attend this past 2 weeks, obviously there was spring break, was the Youth Summit put on by the city. I saw many familiar faces were there to discuss different issues and different topics with students. So my topics that night or that day, that lunch, was homelessness in the environment. So it was a very wide-ranging discussion with students. They were very well prepared. I learned that they had actually been involved in those topics earlier in the day while I kind of came in there green. And so I was very impressed with all the students. So I just wanted to thank the city for putting that event on and many of the partnerships that they had. But I don't have much else to report. I wanted to thank everyone for coming out and talking about machine technology and welding. I come from it from a finance side of the world, so oftentimes I'm in businesses that are listing that as a bigger challenge. In fact, I was just in it's a facility down in Riverside, and the gentleman took me through the entire facility, and he had these very big machines that were doing. It had a robotic arm, and it was going in, and it was literally designing these small little drill bits. And he told me about something called fifth. It was called the fifth session. And what that was is that it was a completely automated period of time during the evening when all of those drill bits were being basically printed out. And so it was a big discussion on the future of the labor workforce just that broke out on the floor. And many times a lot of the issues I think we're talking about in the future of the workforce, often come from sometimes when I've toured your facility. So I always want to make sure, and I think always want to encourage our staff to tell us what needs you have. And obviously technology is changing very quickly, and especially in manufacturing. So I definitely would always want to make sure that we have the top machines that we possibly can have, to make sure that you guys have what you need to make sure students are prepared for a very changing workforce, because that is a very interesting dynamic that is. We talked a lot about artificial intelligence and the impacts of algorithms, and it was a day. So while that's not on my regular school report, I come from a very different side of the fence when you start looking at finance, workforce, efficiencies, and those things. So it's happening in all walks, all different training. I think over time we're going to have to be even more nimble in terms of workforce. You will have people moving not just from white collar to blue collar, or blue collar to white collar, but they're going to have many different skills and be able to learn skills very quickly. So appreciate all that you guys do, and appreciate that presentation tonight. But thank you very much. Oh, and welcome, Madison. Thank you for the report.
Okay, I'll take a few minutes. Madison, again, thank you for your information, very informative. Every 15 minutes was a great presentation. Liz Hernandez and her team at Royal did an outstanding job. I was able to go to the Teacher of the Month at CME Institute again this year. We had our second one each year. It's been very good. Santa Susana today, I was able to go by and pick up my tickets for Beauty and the Beast for this Saturday. And again, for Algar and Jesse, thank you for the presentation tonight. I hope I got that right. Fantastic, and just nothing but good things at the CME Institute. Thank you, Mark. Okay, now let's go to consent agenda. Is there any items need to be taken out, or nothing?
Just have one question on
5-9. What are the 5 schools that are listed for new marquees?
We don't probably have that information with us right now. That's something
I
that I asked
think Ron
earlier.
might be able to pull it up there.
Apollo, Monte Vista, Justin Early Learners Academy, White Oak Elementary, and Hillside Middle School.
Thank you. That's all I had.
Okay. Then if we have no more discussion, the consent agenda, do we have a motion?
Motion to approve.
Motion.
Second.
Motion and second. Roll call vote.
Trustee Blau.
Aye.
Trustee Bell, sorry.
Aye.
Trustee Gibran.
Aye.
Trustee White.
Aye.
President LaBelle.
Aye. Now moving to the action calendar. We have a motion to approve the action calendar.
These are individual.
Individual, all right, Board of Administration, none. Personnel Services, approval of the school calendar for the 2021 school year. Do we have a motion?
Move approval.
Move.
Second.
Roll call vote.
Trustee Blau.
Aye.
Trustee Gibran.
Aye.
Trustee White.
Aye.
President LaBelle.
Aye. There's none for the next 2. Going to the business and facilities, adoption of the apportioned transfers at year end of the school fiscal information. Is that, we have a motion for that?
Move approval.
Move approval. We got a second?
Second.
Roll call.
You can pick star on that one. Trustee Blau.
Aye.
Trustee Gibran.
Aye.
Trustee White.
Aye.
President LaBelle.
Aye. The next one, adoption of resolution 13-18/19, authorizing technology contract for digitizing student communicative records of past, present, and future students under the public contract code section. We have a motion?
Move approval.
A second?
Second.
I should just add that this is bringing us way into the present. Instead of keeping hard copies of boxes in the warehouse going forward, we're going to be digitizing student records. So as you know, the law requires us to keep them forever. So we have a huge warehouse space that will be no longer impacted.
And essentially what you're doing is you're authorizing the RFP, or the request for proposal process, versus the competitive bid process.
Yeah. That was motioned and seconded. Trustee Blau?
Aye.
Trustee Gibran?
Aye.
Trustee White?
Aye.
President LaBelle?
Aye. Information calendar, Board Administration, none. Personnel Services, none. Educational Services. First reading of revised Board Policy and Administrative Regulations, Uniform Complaint Procedures. 3.2, first reading of revised Administrative Regulation and Exhibits, Williams Uniform Compliant Procedures. 3.3, first reading of the revised exhibition parental notifications. So now the next one, student support services, none. Business facilities, none. Consideration, discussion of proposed items for future meetings. Do we have anything we want to keep or remove?
So just one really quick one. On 1.5, that I had removed that prior. It just reappeared.
Oh, we will gladly remove it again.
Okay, 1.5 is removed. Anything else we can remove? Going once?
And I believe 1.4, we should have an update on Friday about our course of action on that.
Okay. Okay, any new items to be proposed?
You know, I was thinking, but not tonight.
None? Announcements. May 7th, 5:30, regular board meeting here in the chambers. Do we have an adjournment? Motion to adjourn?
Move approval.
Motion is moved and seconded. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Aye.
6:37? 6:38? 6:38.